Khatz, if you're fluent, why do you still SRS? Written by Khatzumoto, posted in October of 2011. Quote, Dearest Khatzumoto, if you're fluent, why do you use SRS? I mean, it's not like you use SRS for English words. Footnote 1. Actually, lately I do, but that's another story, smiley face. End footnote. End quote. I get asked this question, or some variation of it, quite a lot, so I thought I'd answer it here in 12 words. Quote, Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. End quote. When I first came to Japan, I started to feel a George W. Bushian sense of mission accomplished, so I stopped SRSing altogether. What happened? Well, my core, daily use, Nichijo vocabulary remained more or less constant, but what I like to call my kyoyo vocabulary, my cultural literacy vocabulary, like knowing what chimi mo ryo means, that fell apart. Also, knowledge of somewhat rarer kanji and their readings, yu nagi, that fell away. Even certain expert terminology, words like fukuso, a term you'll come across in networking and queuing theory, started to escape me. And that's just loss. My new acquisition and retention rate was more or less zero. So not only was I losing both active and passive vocabulary, I also wasn't gaining ground. Footnote 2. Yeah, this ended up unintentionally sounding like a Yogi Berra tautology, and for that I'm sorry. End footnote. I wasn't progressing. I wasn't moving forward. I was shrinking. Whatever new words I learned or was taught simply did not stick. In short, the knife still cut in the middle, but it was blunt and rusty along the edges. I wanted a beautiful, gleaming, dangerously sharp blade. I stopped sucking at Japanese, but I didn't lose the ability to relapse into suckage. I didn't lose the ability to forget, and I didn't lose the will to and enjoyment of learning new words. It's kind of a living testament to Carol Dweck's work. Skill is not fixed. It's dynamic, alive, and mutable. So I started SRSing again and haven't really looked back. It's been suggested that there is such a thing as a law of diminishing returns with respect to learning vocabulary. Certainly, this is true with regard to frequency of usage. However, 1. The socioeconomic rewards that a larger, deeper, more precise vocabulary brings far outweigh any frequency differential, at least in my experience. In fact, 2. The socioeconomic rewards that any given word brings. Footnote 3. Not that it makes practical sense to discuss this kind of thing at a single word level, but for the sake of the fake mathematics. End footnote, are distributed in inverse proportion to the frequency of that word. I'm not advocating the use of unnecessarily grandiloquent phrasing here. You've seen me talk. You know that I speak and write quite plainly, regardless of the language in question. But when you need to know what ushoku, ryodo teki ittaisei, and kaji shohi are, you freaking need to know. Pretty much all societies reward the articulate profusely and punish them only lightly, if at all. Those who communicate ideas and concepts in great volume and with great precision, those who have expressive power, enjoy many benefits. This is true of not only words, but also of physical gestures, so like sport and dance. In a very real sense, words are almost, perhaps not quite, but very nearly almost, a quantifiable economic asset, somewhat like a stock or real estate. Footnote 4. Confucian, in mindset, proverb. There are golden houses in books, and there are beautiful girls in books. Quoted in Understanding Chinese Culture and Learning by Ting Wang and the University of Canberra. End footnote. You don't buy books for the paper, you buy them for the words. So words are literally assets. SRS then is a tool that helps you build and maintain your portfolio of assets. Your nice, round, J-Lo assets. Footnote 5. Don't act like you didn't see this coming. End footnote. Quote, When Pablo Casals reached 95, a young reporter asked him, Mr. Casals, you're 95 and the greatest cellist that ever lived. Why do you still practice 6 hours a day? Mr. Casals answered, Because I think I'm making progress. Quoted from They Did Not Give Up.